What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense. I'm here for another video. And guys, I am absolutely shocked when I started watching these interviews that Gizelle is giving. She's on a major press tour. And, I just started stumbling on the videos. They were coming up in my feeds. And I listened to one and I was like, wow. And then I listened to another one and compared what she was saying. And I was like, these things are extremely telling. And you guys know we around here are critical thinkers. So we are going to do a quick deep dive because we're here for a time, but not for a long time. And the streets talk and the curbs listen. This is crazy. So Gizelle got some major media outlets. Let's not pretend like Gizelle is not one of the stars of this show. She got People, Page Six, major media outlets are interviewing her. But the thing that I picked out was talking about Candiace and what's going on with the accusations between her, Chris, and Candiace. I'm going to show you guys a clip. Let's start here. And shout out to Page Six. Check for the full interview. Definitely check them out.
Looking back on the dance studio moment, do you wish you approached that whole Chris situation differently, knowing that it would eventually result in the kind of like demise of your friendship?
I approached that situation. I thought about that. I approached it there. I chose all my words carefully. I didn't add any
If it's your truth, why do you need to choose your words very carefully? Keep that in mind, guys, as she's talking. If it's just your truth and you are having something like a Me Too moment, you don't have to parse your words. You just speak from the heart. Well, we can debate on whether or not she should have did it on camera or not, but they're on a show. In all fairness, Candiace did it to Ashley, so all things are created equal. Just saying, in that particular situation. But let's continue.
extra drama and hot sauce and tea to it, which I know how to do very well. And I didn't do that because we were drama and hot sauce. I chose all my words carefully. I didn't add any like extra drama and hot sauce and tea to it, which I know how to do very well. And
I did not add any extra drama, hot sauce, or tea to it. In other words, lie. I didn't embellish. I did not come up with something extra that would be good for television. That right there is an admission that she does it, which I know how to do very well. Guys, look at the guy in the blue's face. He's like, what did you just say, ma'am? The guy in the red is like, keep it coming. Gizelle is like, what did I just say?
I didn't do that because we were friends. Now, we're no longer friends.
So if you're not friends with somebody, you will embellish the truth. And again, I'm not talking about Robin's hats. I'm talking about a straight up lie. This is a moment where a friend's husband allegedly made you feel uncomfortable. And you are saying, because I was your friend, I didn't embellish it on camera. Now, this is where things get tricky because when people give interviews, if you ever watch multiple interviews from a celebrity, they have talking points and they usually repeat those talking points verbatim. She chose not to do that. Listen to how she phrased that in this other interview. Brian says she doesn't regret anything she said to Dillard Bassett about her husband. She continues, because I know Candiace is very sensitive and she can be a bit dramatic. I was very careful to choose my words carefully with her. At that time, she and I were friends, so I wasn't going to say anything that was going to be super inflammatory and hurt her, but she took it to a whole nother level of nonsense. Again, guys, she is not saying there anything about how she adds hot sauce to things because she does that very well. It continues. Candiace wants to be a victim. We're no longer friends, so I don't feel like I need to hold back anything. What happened, happened, and it was unfortunate, and no one's going to tell me how to feel in a situation like that. So let's move on to her best friend, Robin. Put yourself in the position of someone telling your friend, this man made me feel uncomfortable. And your friend, A, doesn't believe you. B, doesn't believe that it should be brought up. How would that make you feel? Because Gizelle just says, well, Robin's feelings are Robin's feelings. You guys put yourself in a real human place. Your friend doesn't believe that some man made you feel uncomfortable in the room. Plot. Definitely a plot. Moving on. Of course, you know, she wants to create a story. This could have died because it was a simple conversation, but she wants to create a story. She wanted to carry this throughout the season. She wanted to take all of this to Girls Trip, which she did. Piece of tea. That's the storyline for Girls Trip. It's just exhausting to me a little bit. Now, guys, so Candiace wanted to make this a storyline. I told you guys, Candiace all but exposed Gizelle and Robin by saying that we talked preseason about Monique's alleged affair with the trainer. I told you guys 2 years ago, Gizelle was going to get her. It wasn't going to be right away, but she was going to get her. She's saying that Candiace wanted to make this a storyline and she kept it going. She's not even in the rest of this article acknowledging anything about Ashley's friend Deborah. My bad. My bad. Sorry. Ashley's friend Deborah, right? Because if this were a real situation and Gizelle knew it were a real situation, what she would say is, I had my experience with Chris. And then later on, we find out that Ashley also had an experience with Chris, and so did Deborah. And she's not saying that. What she's saying is Candiace wanted to make it a storyline. So again, we have Gizelle, by not saying anything about the allegations from Ashley and Deborah, fabricating. By not actually saying something, she is purposefully being obtuse and leaving that out. When you leave major details out of a story, that's when you need to look at the person. That's when you need to question a person's motives. It would only make sense because if those things were true from Ashley and Deborah, that would validate that Chris has a issue. And I had the definition of sneaky link. Let me get that for you guys, because she called the man a sneaky link. Okay, let me share that with you guys, because you know I like to, people don't understand what people are saying. And she didn't even use sneaky link correct, y'all. I can't sometimes with Gizelle. So a sneaky link is a term used to describe a person that is secretly hooking up with a person. Describe a person that someone is secretly hooking up with, or you can say it's a slang word for denoting your secret affair. She called the man a sneaky link. If he was her sneaky link, that would mean that they actually messed around. But what she did was she threw hot sauce on it, like she says she likes to do. I'm not going to play with y'all. Hot sauce, embellish, is a lie. Just saying. We move on. So again, these interviews are extremely telling. She then goes on to say, who would be the MVP of the season? Darby. Ashley was a lot. She was all over the place. She was doing the most. It was a couple of things that she was doing. I'm like, what are you doing, girl? Sit down, Bryant says. Why would Ashley be the MVP of the season? Ashley's only done 2 things this season. She's talked about Michael, with Michael not being on camera, and she's also brought up the Chris rumors, and she brought Deborah. So you didn't even want to mention Deborah and Ashley's accusation, but you are calling her the MVP of the season. Guys, connect the dots. That was a plot that they came up with. And for whatever reason, Gizelle is choosing not to validate her experience with Chris by acknowledging Ashley and Deborah, but at the end of it, coming back and saying that Ashley is the MVP. The only thing Ashley has done this season is bring up Chris's alleged infidelity type issues. The plotation of it all, guys. That was a lot, but she exposed a lot with actually saying very little. you guys, I know Gizelle has a lot of fans. She also said some things about her fashion, personal sense of style. I'll bring that up when I review the show. I reviewed the show every Sunday night, 30 minutes after the show airs. We'll talk about that there. But I want to know what you guys think. If you're a Gizelle fan and you're like, oh, I don't believe any of this, let me know. I read the comments. If you are seeing what I'm seeing, also let me know, because it seemed clear as day. I put hot sauce on it, and you know I can do that well. Is that even cute at your big age? It's not. But I will say, every show needs a villain. In all fairness to Gizelle, she's a star of this show. She is, I think, producing the show. And, we're still talking about it. So either way it goes, let me know what you think. And I'll be back for probably doing a live tonight, because we're going to probably do YouTube court. There's a lot going on. You got Armand Wiggins interviewing Larry Reed. Then you have Tasha K interviewing Larry Reed's alleged victim. Then you have Sherelle's World interviewing Conscious TV, who is Larry Reed's. It's a whole lot going on YouTube. I'm probably going to be starting a new segment called YouTube Court, where we just look at everything and say, what is happening? So I will see you guys later. Make sure to like this video. I'm giving you guys daily and consistent content, and it definitely helps my channel. I will see you guys tonight. Bye.